W. And then just like every month, just remember to use the Google Headcount doc, check students in, and have them take the surveys at the end of each session. We know it's a lot and things can get kind of crazy, but we appreciate you guys doing this, and it really helps us on our end reporting back to Verizon. And then lastly, just for the April lab, we're going to ship all the materials to the same location we did this last month, unless you tell us otherwise. And with that, I'm going to switch it over to Barbara here in just a second, and then she will run this webinar.
Hello.
Barbara, it should be all you now. I've made you a host.
All right, thank you. As they mentioned, this is can be a little finicky lab. I want to start out by showing you just what you need to get out of those kits when you get to the store. The first thing is your wheel link. Looks like this. And on the back of each wheel link, you'll see they've so kindly put the ID number already on the wheel link for you, so you don't have to do that. If you want to know how it was done, it is included in your facilitator instructions. You'll need the digital light sensor, looks like this. You'll need one connecting wire. You'll need your LED strip, that looks like this. And you will need a micro USB cable. The ones that come with the kits are very small, short. We have a long distance between our outlets and where the kids sit. I mean, long meaning it could be up to like 3 feet. So you may want to be prepared to use bring extra micro USB cables, or just be advised. So each wheel link will have to hook up to power. So just be aware of that. One question for Brianna, the ID for the wheel app that's installed, I have it as VZLab dot, the 4-digit number on the back of the phone. And you didn't mention the dot, so is the dot in there or not between VZLab and the 4-digit number on the phone?
Can you hear me? Yes, the dot is in there.
Okay, make sure y'all know that. How the wheel app was installed on the phone is again in the facilitator guide. It's on page 3. It's item 1, just so that you know how it was done. And also how the wheel links were identified. The procedure that they used is also available. It's on page 3, item 2 in the facilitator guide. It's just there, FYI. Once you get to the store, you may want to set up, well, you should set up your tablets to use as hotspots. I plan on using the instructor tablet just for my wheel link for demo purposes. And then I'll have my other 9 phones, each assigned to a tablet. I've renamed my tablets so that it's easy for the kids to see which tablet they're on. Once you get this set up, you can just set the tablets aside, have them plugged in so that they and they're just out of the way so that they're there for you all day. I named one tablet phones 2, 3, 4. I named another tablet phones 5, 6, 7, and then the third tablet 8, 9, and 10. So I'll have 3 phones per tablet, and then the one tablet that is the instructor tablet will have my wheel on it. I also changed the passwords to make it easier because each tablet has complicated names. Make it whatever you want. I used Verizon 1, 2, 3, 4. So something easy that is already available. So when you get there, you'll pull out the pieces, the components that you need from the kits. You'll set up each phone to its hotspot and have that ready to go. So the session starts with introductions, of course, and then the video. The procedure for this lab has changed a little bit. Originally 2 years ago, it was set up so that the kids would set up the wheel link as a nightlight. We found that to be too complicated. It took way too long, so we cut it down. And now they're using it to control the LED strip, and they will, you can use it as a demo to show them how to use the nightlight. I don't believe the video has been changed, so it still talks about using it as a nightlight. Just as an FYI, they won't be doing that, but you can show it to them as a demo. I included in the information a couple of little things that I found handy when I've done this in the past. The first one is this little poster that I'm going to put up. It just reminds the kids they're connecting a cell phone to the VIL app in the cloud, which is then going to talk to the VIL link down here at the bottom. Just a visual to help them understand what's going on. Then the VIL link is going to send things back to the cloud and then respond back to the phone. The other thing that I've included for you is a list of key terms. This one includes what is the Internet of Things, what's a VIL link, the definition of lux and lumen, and LED, and APIs. It's the teacher and me coming out. I wanted them to have some knowledge of the vocabulary words that are involved in this particular lab. So these are available for you to print. They're in the Verizon Lab folder. So once they watch the video, you can ask them, participate, how many, if they can identify any IoT devices in their homes. For example, robots, thermostats, lights, refrigerators, you know, depending upon, you can throw out some of those and some of the kids may respond, yes, I've got something like that, just so that they can identify, oh, that's the kind of thing that we're talking about. I would go over the parts of the VIL kit next with them. And then, like I said, review key terms in the VIL link diagram. And then I'm going to share my phone screen with you so that you can see.
Every time.
Yes. I'm sorry?
Oh, sorry. I did not.
I got it.
Thought I was on mute. And wow. Whoops.
Can you see it? Can you see my screen? My phone screen?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. And I'm going to want to click on my screen instead of tapping on my phone. It's a hard habit to break. All right. So I have my VIL link already installed, and on the screen, I always like to have it handy for them. Once you launch it, there's the VIL link I've been practicing with, but at the end of every session, you're going to need to go into each phone, and I'll go ahead and do this right now so you can see what we're doing, is I'm going to hold my finger on that VIL link that's already listed on there. It's going to ask me if I want to delete that device. I'm going to say, okay. And so it's gone. So to start with, you're going to take your power supply, and you still may be able to see in the little mirror or in the little window. And I'm going to plug it into my VIL link. And notice that the lights come on. And the first thing I have to do is connect my VIL link to my phone. So I'm going to tap on add my first device. And this is something you probably might want to do with the kids. I'm going to tap on the VIL link. We don't have VIL nodes, we have VIL links. Now, on your phone, it shows you want to make this blue light in the top breathe. And that means it's going to get gradually brighter and dimmer. I'm going to do that by holding down the button at the bottom left part of the link until I see it breathe. It takes just a minute, just a couple seconds. All right, it's breathing, and then I can let that button go. Once it's breathing, I'm going to tap on next. This is the only part that you really need to be careful with the kids. tell them to look for their phone number on the, not the number, each phone has a PLTW number on it. This is phone number 1, and I'm going to hook it up to tablet number 1. So I click on phone 1. And it's going to ask for the password. This is the password that I've set up for this particular tablet. Once you put it in there once, it will always come up, so you don't have to worry about them typing that in. I'm going to hit submit. At this screen, it's showing me my WIO link that's on there. Your kids, if there's 3 people hooked up to that network, it's going to list 3 different WIO boards. They have to be sure to connect to the one that's specified on the back of the WIO link with that little tag. So that's my WIO link. It's going to check the firmware. You're not seeing that. All right, something's happened here. There it goes. All right, at this point, it's saying you can name your device. I tell them just to use their name. My name is Barb Kabinski, so I always name mine BK. Start WIOing. And there's my device listed. Once you're at this point, you're ready to start connecting the peripherals. This is where it's a little bit different. Those of you who have done this in the past, it's a little bit different. We are only connecting, so I tap on it. Right now, we're only connecting the LED to start with. So I'm going to scroll across the top here. It's almost all the way to the end until you see, there it is, the rainbow. And there it is, okay? I'm going to hold my finger down on the picture, and it's going to allow me, it's going to show me 3 places where I can drag it. We're going to drag it to that top left and let go. Then your LED strip has already got a plug attached. The kids are going to plug in. And once it's plugged in, down at the bottom, I can't really see it. Let me see if I can move this thing out of the way a little bit. And update firmware at the bottom. Sorry, the phone started ringing. Of course. It may take a couple seconds for it to connect to the server and get the server ready. Everybody okay so far? Anybody? Am I just talking to myself?
No.
Yep, you're good.
Right with you.
You're good.
We're good, Barb. Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going.
okay.
Don't slow down. Don't slow down.
Don't slow down. All right. Let's see. I didn't mean to stop the share. Oh no, I've lost it. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's back. It's back. There we go.
Yay.
All right. So the next step is to go to the programming portion of it. We're going to click on the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner right up here. And view API. If you are used to seeing that Lux thing first, this is why we're not attaching it at this point. So it's going to start off with a series of things that the kids can do. First of all, to set or reset or clear the LED strip with a particular field of color. When you scroll down, this is the test request. You can put in the total number of LEDs that you want to light up. It starts off with 30. I'm not going to go through this whole thing with you because you can do that. And then I think it starts off with red 00. Oh no, it's FF 0000. And then hit the post, and it should turn red or not. I hate it when technology doesn't work. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone over this. I'm wondering if I lost my link. You also get an error. If there's an error, it should show up in the bottom portion here. Let me just try this again. Unplug and replug. All right. And I want all 30 LEDs to come on. I'm going to try and make it red again. And post. Oh, there it goes. And now we're ready.
Hey.
Applause, please.
Woo! Atta girl.
All right. There's several things that they want the students to do. One thing that I want you to be aware of is this number is how many LEDs that you want to light up to a particular color. The reason why I say this is because the next time it wants them to do only 20 LEDs, so the first 20 LEDs will change colors, the rest will stay red because it's only basically talking to the first 20. After that, they want to change the first 10 to a different color. So you'll end up with different colored things, and that's because you're telling it how many to light up. The next part of this is something that we have not done in the past, but and I don't know if it wasn't on there, if it's something new, but we're going to do it this time. This allows you to tell a specific LED to change colors. Now, this is the end of the strip, so this is the last LED. This one actually tells what number LED to do, as opposed to the other one, which said how many. The important thing to remember about this is that it starts counting with 0. So this last one on the strip is actually 29. So we're having it start with the first one, and then I think I said make it green, which is, and then post that. Now here's the other end, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but actually the second LED turned green. That's because this is LED number 0, and this one is number 1. And then I'm just having the students change every other LED. Change every other LED to a different color. Okay? After that, the next section is dealing with making it animate with a rainbow. Once again, this goes back to how many LEDs do you want to do? We want to do all 30, so I'm going to put that in. How bright? The choices are between 0 and 100. 100 is really pretty bright. I just tell them, the instructions say to do 50. And the speed goes from 1 to 10. So I'm going to type in, I think it says 5, which is medium, and then press the post button. And now my LED strip is in a series of colors that is changing. Each LED is changing colors. This works like the first set in that if you tell it to only do 15 colors, it's the first animate in a rainbow, only the first 15 LEDs will do that. Notice also down here, the response is the result is okay. All right. The next one is to stop the rainbow flow. It's very easy. Just put a post on there. And then I'm going to go back up to the top and make them all turn on red again. I'm just going to hit the post so you can see that it's still all red. The very last thing on here I thought was kind of cool, a little bit interesting, was putting your LED strip to sleep. I've recommended type in here for 45 seconds. And once I click on post, the LED will shut off, okay? Because it's in a sleeping mode. Notice again, my response was okay. That it actually did that. I'm gonna scroll back up to the top, and I'm going to continue to hit the post button. I don't know if you'll see, yep, you can see. that I'm hitting the post button, and nothing's happening. It's loading. It's because it's asleep until that 45 seconds is over. So I'm just going to keep hitting that post, and it keeps telling me my note is offline, except I think it really is offline. Oh well. But eventually it would come back on. And after you keep hitting the post button, after that, oh, and it just came back on. So it was all right. So after the 45 seconds, after you hit post, it will come back on. Just a little something extra for them to do. Any questions so far that I wish I could see? There is a lot of chat.
Answering it as it goes, but feel free
Okay.
to, everyone, keep typing and asking the expert while we have her on here.
Well, I don't know. I just really enjoyed this lab a lot, so. Yeah, you're really going to rely on the facilitator guide and the instructor guide. And the information, yes, I'm typing into the API. I'll explain the instructor guide. Okay. That is basically all that the students, oh, one more thing, I'm sorry. When you get to this part, we're going to go back to this screen. At the front, we're going to locate the digital photo sensor or light sensor. And these are alphabetical, so just go to D. Here's my digital light sensor right up in here. I'm going to hold it down, and it tells me where to drag it right down there at the bottom right. And it let go. Oh, come on. Drag it here. All right. And notice once I do that, and I'm going to add my digital light sensor, here's my plug. It plugs in. Next here. And it connects to the same spot on your wheel link. All right, once I have it plugged in, I hit update firmware. At this point, my wheel link shut off. Firmware updated. Now I'm going to go back to my API. And if you look, this is not the first thing that we saw before, but at this point, this is where the students can figure out or can see how it can be used to form a nightlight. So this is where you can talk about lux and lumens. And simply with the test request, I'm going to hit the get button, and I almost did it on the computer with my mouse. And down here, it tells me my lux value is 529. Right now, at my Verizon store, I've got overhead spotlights. If you get a reading over 800, it's not going to register. So you may have to hold the photos. The light sensor is right, let's see, it's right here. You may have to hold it upside down so that the light isn't directly shining on it in order to get it to read. If you cover it up with just your thumb and hit get again, you can see now my lux value turned down to 176. These values can be used to set a threshold at which point the light will go to one color, at which point it will go to the other color if it's lower. At that point, you could stop the lab. That's where we stopped it last year. However, if you're really into this kind of stuff, like me, you can go ahead and use the IFTTT command that they mention in the video to actually set it up for a night light. And it is pretty cool. I plan to set mine up at the start of the class period and then just have it run all day long. So I'm going to go back. And the app, if it's not already on your phone, I don't know if they installed it or not, but you can get it for free from the Google Play Store. So I'm going to tap on it. There are a lot of steps to go through to get this step set up. You really need to do this beforehand if you want to work it. Let me move that little thing out of the way. Down here at the, let me try that again. Down here at the bottom, right here, there's a My Applet. After installation, you will get to this point. And I do already have these set up just to save time during. Sorry, oops. See, I keep wanting to click. You can go into it, and I'll just show you the kind of things that it asks for. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this a little bit different because you might want to see. I'm going to go ahead and add. I'm going to click on the plus at the top. This is what you'll see. If this, then that. So I'm going to touch the plus sign, this, and it's going to ask me for a new applet. In this space, touch up here and search services, and you're going to type in, this is all in the facilitator guide, step by step. S3E's D wheel, it's the green icon, so I'm going to click on that. And it says, okay, what do you want to be this trigger? Well, I want it to monitor a sensor value. From here, you can see it says, okay, I see you've got a Grove digital light. It may not say that. It may say just the name of your wheel link, in which case you'll have to click on the down arrow. This is the name of my wheel link. Sometimes it pops up with just this. Today we got lucky and it actually found the digital Grove light on its own. The next step is to say, okay, what do we want to do with it? Well, I want it to be less than, and then what do I want it to be? So I want that lux value to be less than 200. And once I get that in, I can click on Create Trigger. And it says, okay, you set a trigger. What do you want to happen when that trigger goes? I want to, so plus that, I'm going to go to search and look for that seed wheel link again. It's right there. And I want to light up the Grove switch. So it's already selected for me. Once again, this might be an area where you just see the name of your wheel link, but we want it to light up the LED. I want it to turn red when it's dark. Under 200 means that it's dark, so I don't want it. I want it to be blue. Whoopsie, not green. There's blue. And I don't want it bright because it's night, and I want it to be night light, so I'm going to just change it to medium. So I'm going to create the action. All right, so here's my if sensor value. Now, this will run on its own and without you having to do anything, but sometimes it can, oh, I got to click on finish. Sometimes it can take a while for it to go back up to the server. Sorry, you also get this recommended for you. I'm going to hit the back arrow up here at the top so you can see your apps. Okay, so here's my phone ID. Created it today. It's never been run. Now, here's my LED strip. If I did it all right, I'll cover up my light sensor, and I can click on check now. I can with my finger, not my mouse. And I have a lux value less than 200, so the light turned blue. Okay? Then you can add a second part by clicking on the back arrow and going to the plus again up at the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to go if this, and the wheel again. I want it to monitor a sensor value. And this time I'm going to say, instead of less than, I'm going to go to greater than or equal. So it's got to be 200. We said was make it turn blue, so we want it to be 201. And I'm going to create a trigger. Then that. So if it goes 201 or above, what do I want to happen? I want that to happen. So here's my seed. You can see why we don't do this part with the kids. You can demo it. You can have it set up ready for them to go. But I want it to light up the grove, the second one down. This time I want it to be red. Brightness, I want medium. Down here at the bottom, create the action. This tells you what it's going to do. You don't, down here, receive notifications when this applet runs. Nah, don't do that. Also, if it wants to send you emails, opt out. They will send you a ton of emails when you're setting it up. Oops. I got that. All right. So here's my new one. If it's greater than or equal to 201, then it's going to light up the, oh, it says random pattern. Well, okay, I might have made an error here, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to fix it. I'm going to select this, and up at the top, you see the little wheel up here. I'm going to hit that, and it tells you everything that you've done. Oops. We're going to do this grove lighting, greater than or equal to 201. Oh, there it is, red. Save. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to save it. Sorry, which grove LED strip? This one. Save. All right. Now it's on. All right. Now, if I go down here, I'm going to check it now, and this time I'm going to leave it open. So I'm going to check, and hopefully this will turn red. Oh, notice down here, my applet failed. And if that happens, it's because in most cases, you've got too much light. So I'm going to go back to my wheel app, and I'm going to see just how much light I've got going here. Just the way I'm holding it. It says the exposure value is out of range, the light is too strong. So I can't hold it with the light sensor facing up. I keep wanting to call it a photocell. So I'm going to try it upside down. So let's go back to seed, and I'm going to check it again. And notice it turned red because it now has the correct between 201 and 800 for a lux value. I have found that if I use my handy dandy little cheater case, this is perfect for letting it switch back and forth between light and dark. I'll have that on there. You can switch manually back and forth, or you can let it just sit and check it on its own. Sometimes it can take up to a half an hour before it senses what's going on with it. So that was it. If you get this set up and working, I think they'll enjoy the application. Oh, and you can see it worked. It switched. It's in blue. So I'm going to take it out of my handy dandy little cheater case and hold it like this so that it will read it again, and it'll hopefully switch to red. So anybody have any questions that they would like to speak up, other than I hope I didn't talk too fast? I have the tendency to do that. Sorry about that. This is fun. I really, Magic of Electrons unit and gateway was always my favorite. So I'm just waiting for it to change colors again. Natalie, Brianna? Sure. From the very start, from the very beginning? You want me to see it set up again from the very beginning? I can do that. All right, let me take that from off my neck. All right, I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go back. At this screen, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this Wheel device. I'm gonna hold my finger on it until right up in this area until the OK and comes up, and then so it's removed. And it should shut off because it's, oh no, it's not gonna. It's gonna wait until it loses power. I'm gonna unplug everything. And I'm gonna make sure that at the start of class, before anybody gets there, that my phone is hooked up to the tablet that I've assigned it to, and you'll need to do that for all of your phones. Assign it to a tablet beforehand. And then once I get that done, I'm going to open my Wheel link. This is my Wheel. I am going to plug it into power using a USB cord. This is a longer one that came with it because my outlet is not handy. I'm going to plug it in, if I can see it. All right, and now it's got power. How many devices are we presenting? We are just going to do the LED strip and the light sensor, the Grove digital light sensor. All right, so back on my screen, I'm going to add my first device. I'm going to click on that blue bar, and I'm going to choose Wheel link right here, the red one, because it matches. And then it's telling you to watch the blue light for when it breathes. You hold down the black button down here until it breathes. And by breathing, we mean it gradually gets brighter and dimmer. It's not a huge thing, but you can see what it looks like, and then I'll let it go so you can. Once you have it let go, breathing, click on next down at the bottom. And which network do you want to hook it up to? I'm going to go to phone 1. The password will probably already be in there because you might have set it up already, but there is a spot for you to write on the instructions for the students which one to connect to, which tablet to connect to, and also what the password is. It's in there. You'll have to write it in yourself. I'm going to click on submit. I'm going to choose my Wheel link, which is this one, but the students are going to see more than one, so they've really got to be careful to check on the back and see that the numbers, choose the one that matches the number on their Wheel link. It is working on my phone. It just hasn't caught up on the screen yet. All right. They can name the device with their name and click on Start Wheeling, which is right there above my keyboard. Once I'm connected, I'm going to add name. I'm going to click on it. The first thing that I'm going to do is scroll all the way to the end and find that rainbow LED strip. There it is. I'm going to hold my finger on it, and then it tells me where to put it. We're going to put it in digital 0. and update firmware. Anytime you add, so like when you add the light sensor, you will have to update the firmware again. Firmware updated, and I'm ready to go to the API. Application Programming Interface. I have to remind myself of what that means. Getting ready to start the lab. The different controlling the wheel link. Oops, did I forget something, everybody? Yes, I forgot to plug in my LED strip. So let's see. And this does use hex colors. So, and some are included. There, I just made it go red. All right. I'm just reading through some of these, some of the chat. Right. Any additional instructions about what to do between the lab sessions to reset everything? I think the main thing, they will not have that, they won't be using or have on their phone this app, so you don't have to worry about that. This is just if you can make it work. It's cool to show the kids. So don't worry about that. The only thing that they will have on here is this wheel link, and you will need to go through each phone and delete each link. Simply hold on to, touch the link until it comes on. Come on. You can do it. There you go. Be sure to, are you sure you want to delete this device, and say okay. That's about all there is. Yes, and unplug everything. Thank you for writing that down or answering that. Anything else?
All right, if anyone else has any questions, feel free to shoot us an email, and we will put this recording up, as always, so you guys can rewatch and kind of go through any step that's necessary. But again, kind of feel like a broken record, but definitely that guide is kind of your go-to. And then if you want more pictures, whatever, refer to Barb's lesson on here, because this is super helpful. But that guide is really, I mean, Barbara kind of made it, so it's a step-by-step of what she's doing, and it's fantastic to base that kind of first few practice rounds off that guide until you get it memorized, which will definitely happen, don't worry. It can be intimidating up front, but it's really not once you go through it once or twice. And it is, like a few comments said earlier, super fun to see the kids light up when the LED strip lights up. It is a really fun lab. And if you guys are able to get the nightlight thing to work, then super cool. But if not a big deal either. Don't stress out about that. The important part is that the kids are connecting and understanding the wheel link in the cloud and connecting everything with API. So yeah, as always, reach out with any questions, and we'll send a follow-up email probably tomorrow morning. We catch up here soon. So tomorrow morning, we'll be recording and the updates from the beginning, as always, to recap. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we look forward to a great lab.
Oh, we've got one question here.
Okay.
They're not, the guides aren't available in other languages right now. That's something we are potentially looking into, but unfortunately it's only available in English.
So unlike the launch translation, we didn't really think about this until that happened. But I know, Scotty, you have mentioned you've had a Spanish population, and that's something that we're looking into and are excited about potentially happening. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. All right, yes, great job, Barb. Thank you so much for jumping in on that.
Thank you.
All
I had a
right,
good time.
we will, any other last call for questions here? All right, well, have a fabulous rest of your day / night, depending on where you are, and we will talk to you all soon.
Thank you.
See ya.